Hi babes, and welcome back to my channel. I am Sinolwazi April. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. So in today's video, I'll be sharing some of the challenges that I've been facing as a business owner and some of the things that I feel like I've been doing right. And I just hope that somebody is gonna take away something from this video. I hope it's gonna help you in some way, shape, or form. And with that said, let's get into this video. So babes, before I get into this video, I want to share with you why I felt the need to do this video. Number one, I started the business here on YouTube, and it only made sense for me to come back and tell you how it's going. And then secondly, you know, there are areas in our lives when we go through something and we feel like if only there was somebody who had gone through it or is going through it. For me, that makes me feel at ease to know that I am not alone. So I didn't want to wait, you know, a year or 5 years in when everything is going well, only to come back and tell you what I went through. I wanted to tell you the challenges as they are happening because I want us to grow together, like on this journey. So that is the reason that I am doing this, and I hope it's really gonna help someone. So I think I'm gonna start with some of the things that I feel like I've been doing correctly or doing right, and then get into the challenges, right? So let's get into it. So I think the first thing is registering the company. So I started in May, and let me briefly tell those of you who are watching me for the first time and who don't know what I'm talking about. So in May 2020, I started a baking business. So this all started here actually when I decided to bake my mom a cake on Mother's Day, and a friend of mine was watching the video, decided to bake the cake. It came out perfectly, and she decided to then share it on her WhatsApp status. A friend of hers saw the video and she shared a link of my video, and he requested that I make him a cake, and that's how everything started. And 8 months later, I have a registered business. And I feel like a lot of people don't know that it's actually so affordable to register your business online. It will only cost you 175 Rand. So the 50 Rand is for registering your name, the name of your business, and then 125 is for the business. And it took me like 2 hours because I had network problems. It's very self-explanatory. You can do it by yourself, and then the next day I got all the documents via email. So I'm actually gonna share the link down below, and you can go ahead and check that out. So it is CIPC. You can just search that on your search engine and then just follow the instructions that are there. So the second thing that I feel like I've been doing correctly, it's actually separating myself from the business. And by this I mean a lot of people know me from here, others know me from Facebook, others know me from Instagram, right? So a lot of people have been asking, why is it that when I take pictures of my cakes that I don't pose with them? And I did that deliberately because I wanted my cakes to have a personality of their own. I wanted even the people who don't know me, when they come across my cakes, to be drawn into it because of the presentation, because of how it looks, and not because they know me. You know, the thing of, I want to support her because I know her, I went to school with her, I worked with her. And I wanted to eliminate that and just let the cakes have the personality of their own. So separating yourself from the business is very important. And then also treating people with respect. I feel like you get what you give. So I've been doing that with my customers, and the customer service then gets better when you do that, right? And then thirdly, respecting time. When I talk about respecting time, I respect time, I value time to the point that African time does not exist in my vocabulary. I do not operate on African time. For example, when I take down an order, we decide, okay, you make the payment, the deposit, and then you decide when you want to come collect the cake. I then ask you, what time would you like the cake to be ready? And then a client will say at 10 a.m. Trust and believe that at 9 or 9:30 at the latest, the cake will be ready. And also I encourage communication amongst my clients. If you can't come, please let me know, because it causes an inconvenience, because now I'm working from home, right? I don't have, you know, industrial equipment, I don't have a big fridge, and most of my cakes have to sit in the fridge for a certain amount of time. So let's say now I know your order is due at 10 a.m. right? So at 8 I'm gonna start making your cake. I know that I need an hour, you know, to finish it. So now if you don't communicate with me, you come 2 hours late, now you kind of inconvenienced me, because now, as I said, I'm working with a small fridge and I have other cakes I have to go in there, you know, and it's hot right now. So, you know, so respecting people's time is very important, and it makes running your business a little bit easier, or a lot easier. And then using social media to my advantage has helped me tremendously. And if you have groups where you stay, make sure that you are part of those groups. Use that, advertise yourself as much as you can. Let your friends share your stuff. So for me, every time I bake a cake, I post it on my Facebook. Facebook is really working for me at the moment. I post it there, and the amount of shares that I get immediately when I post it, I have people inquiring how much it is, what flavor it is, how they can get a hold of me. And also, when you are advertising whatever product or service that you offer, make sure that everything is on the caption, right? So when I upload a cake, I make sure the price is there, I make sure that my contact details are there, I make sure that my location is there, to eliminate questions. And one thing I hate about people who sell things, you advertise, right? You have no price there. Now people need to go there, comment and say how much it is. The next thing you say for people to DM you, people already lose interest. So use social media to your advantage and use it wisely. Right? And then let's move on to the challenges that I've been facing, right? So let's start off by addressing the fact that the journey of entrepreneurship is a lonely one. It is a lonely one. At the beginning, when I needed people the most, I started losing friends, and it gets challenging, especially when you don't have anybody to go to. Like, I don't know people who bake, so YouTube and Google have become my best friends. You don't have anybody who has done this. Like I mean, there are a lot of bakers out there, right? But I mean, I don't have a direct contact that I can speak to say, I'm going through this, what should I do, right? Because of my busy schedule, besides friends disappearing or leaving me, I don't really have time for friends, because you know how my schedule works. It's flexible during the week, but on weekends it's hectic. And then now people who work and friends who work during the week are free on weekends, so it becomes a bit of a problem to balance the two. So it's being lonely, trust me when I say that. And thank God for YouTube, thank God for Google. When I have questions, I quickly search and there's a video for whatever problem that I have run into. And then also another challenge has been not having enough equipment has really been a challenge, especially when I get lots of orders, and it gets tricky at times. But you know, in all due time, we are actually gonna get to a point where I have everything. Trust God, God will provide. And then also transportation is a big problem, especially when you live in a small town such as the one that I live in, where you find that baking shops are actually scattered, and I need to get things there. If they're not there, I need to move there, and moving around, you know, with public transport gets a bit tricky, but you know, we make it work. And also having clients who live a bit far from me, who would actually appreciate me, you know, doing deliveries, but unfortunately I can't. So that has also been a challenge. So another thing that was a bit of a challenge at the beginning was pricing, right? Because as you know, I'm working from home, so at the beginning I actually used the ingredients around the house. I did not write down, so I couldn't monitor if I was making profit or if I was making a loss, right? So it was until a friend of mine ordered a cake for me, where she told me that I was underpricing. So the first cake that I sold, which was a 3-layer cake, it was quite big, it was 120. So she said to me that, Sino, you are doing this wrong, because what you are doing, you're only charging for the ingredients. You are not charging for your time, you're not charging for the electricity, you're not charging for the water that you use. So that's what I'd like to say to you guys, because I've actually gotten comments from you guys asking, how do you go about pricing, because it's a bit tricky for you. So when you are pricing, especially if you are in the cake business, you need to consider the ingredients that you use, right? You need to consider the electricity, the water, and your time, the time that you put into making these cakes, and that is now paying yourself. That is what I have not been able to do, and now I am the breadwinner at home, so the amount of money that I make from the cake sales actually goes back into the business, because I still have equipment that I need, and some of the money actually helps around at home, right? So that is what I haven't really gotten that right. And I think what's actually going to help me is having another stream of income, which is what I'm working on now, where I can actually be able to monitor the amount of money that I'm really making, and where I can be able to actually save also. So write down everything. That's what I started doing recently. Write down all the money that's coming in, all the money that's going out, and actually that will help you see if you are making profit or not, right? So that's what you need to actually understand or make peace with, that at the beginning of the business, you're not going to be making enough money to be buying stuff, you know. You need to actually invest the money that you're making back into the business, because there's still a lot that needs to be done, right? And it amazes me when you say you are self-employed and people automatically, they're like, you balling. And that time, sis or bro, I ain't, because I am doing everything by myself, right? And it's challenging. I will not lie to you, it is challenging, but we are soldiering on, and I am learning every day. And there are actually people, there is someone, Sisanda, if you are watching this, I would like to thank you, because Sisanda is one of the people who have actually helped me tremendously, where she asked me how I did things, I explained to her and she gave me tips, and that has helped my business you know, in a great way. So with that said, those are some of the things that I feel like I've been doing right and some of the challenges that I've been facing, and I really hope this video helped you. I really hope it resonated with you, or if you have any questions or you have any suggestions or any comments, please feel free to comment down below. And with that said, I will see you again in my next video. Thank you for watching, babes. Gotta go. Wow. Hi guys. I should say volume, please. Smanje! Smanje! Look at the thumbnail.
No.
The thumbnail. The thumbnail.
No.
Untitled thumbnail.
Oh, stop on me.
I'm going to pack up because the thumbnails are just like upper. You can stop the video though. I'm done. You.